Hi, and welcome to Gender Nebulous, episode 9, series 2. And today I have a very special guest, Mr. Tom Gattos. I think it's pronounced Gattos. And he is the CEO and founder of the Rainbow Lottery. So welcome, Tom.
Thank you. So nice to be here. Very, very happy about it indeed, and lovely to see you.
So this is a bit of an unusual podcast for us because normally we're talking to trans people about the issues that they're having. But today it's all about a lottery. And, so let's start, Tom, with how you came up with this unusual and yet interesting idea.
Oh, but let me just say, it is a lottery that supports many trans groups.
Yes.
It's not entirely completely off the wall. But yeah, it was during lockdown, my partner and I were sat here playing the bloody national lottery and
never winning.
Yeah, I know. And we weren't winning. We thought, well, at least, if we were playing a lottery that supported the community, at least we know that money was going, somewhere we wanted to go. But with the national lottery, you have no idea who they're giving that money to or where it's going or how much they get. So we said, look, let's find a lottery that supports the community. We couldn't find one.
Mm-hmm.
We said, that is just not on. This can't be true. We looked and looked. So we said, we got to fix this. And so we had a little pot of money saved, and we thought, we can go on spending this until we die, or we could put it into something that might have some good in the world. And so we invented the Rainbow Lottery.
What an amazing idea.
With the help of our lottery operator, Gatherwell, who are amazing. They do all the computer work and everything. They were recommended to us by the Lotteries Council. I mean, that was our first port of call, because people say, how do you even start a lottery?
Yeah, I mean, how do you start a lottery? What's the first thing you do? It's like
you tell the Lotteries Council, look, we've got this idea for a lottery. What should we do? And they recommended Gatherwell, who were their lottery operator of the year. And so we had extensive talks with Gatherwell, and they loved the idea. And we are now actually, they've got over 100 lotteries, if you can imagine.
Wow.
They're number 2 in our category. So out of 100, so that's pretty darn good, really.
So is that just in the UK or is that worldwide?
We are legally bound to be UK only.
UK only, right. So that company you just mentioned, they do all the kind of the hard work in the background and running the
I know,
actual
I'm just a
stuff,
lazy
yeah.
git. They do it all. It's amazing. They it's all, I'm just ever amazed. All the winners are alerted by email. It's just so incredible.
It's a very slick system, I have to say. The email, yeah.
I know, and but we obviously make money for them as well, because they're not a charity; they're a business.
Yeah,
they want us to do well so that they do well. So it's only, but I mean, we love them. I mean, they've helped our lottery get started, and they continue it. It's so, as you say, it's a very slick operation.
So are they the keepers of the lottery machine that pumps the numbers out?
Oh yes, no. Well, what we were talking about earlier, because of insurance, the numbers have to come from somewhere completely unrelated to us or anybody. So
right.
The actual winning numbers come from a company in Australia.
Wow, really?
So that's why we have the closing.
So it's like the separation of all the parts of the organizations for
we
security.
Close at midnight. The draw closes at midnight on Friday for the draw on Saturday, because that those numbers are picked. Australia's ahead of us, so the numbers arrive to us on Saturday. So it prevents any hanky-panky.
Well, it's quite the operation.
I know. I'm just so happy about it. I really am. Happy is a happy thing.
So how long has it been running now? You started it during lockdown, didn't you?
We had our second birthday in June, And we actually had to get started before the first draw, which was in June of 2021, because we had to get the good causes on board first, because, we couldn't have a lottery without the good causes to support. So we really started in March of 2021, getting the causes on board. And I think when we launched, we had about 50 causes.
Right.
So yes, we've grown to 172.
Yeah. I mean, so it started in lockdown. You and your partner, David, kind of came up with the idea and got it all going. And you've grown it over these past 2 years to 172 good causes. So how many tickets do you sell per week?
At the moment, we're selling over 5,400 tickets a week.
Wow.
Which is amazing. It's been helped by, there was an article in The Guardian about us about a couple of months back. And that helped to kind of, I suppose, legitimize what we're doing in a way. Because the people are suspicious about anything like this. So, but it's all bona fide. We get a lot of people saying, "Oh, I suppose you're just straight people run by straight people trying to take money from us." I said, "You couldn't be more wrong." So
to play the lottery, it's £1 a week, isn't it? So, and it's done by direct debit.
Yeah,
so you pay in advance, don't you?
It's £1 a week, but it's a 5-week minimum. So
yeah,
that's because they can't just. It's not worth it for the operator to just have one off here and there. They've got to get the 5 weeks.
Yeah, so you can't go and buy a ticket for one lottery. You have to kind of do it online.
Yeah,
have an account, and
you're in for 5 weeks, but that's 5 chances to win big money and 5 opportunities to support a cause that really needs your help.
Yeah, so let's just go through it costs £1. So 50% of that, 50p of that goes to the good cause that you've chosen.
Exactly.
10% goes to other causes, 20% to prizes, and 20% for admin and VAT.
That's right. Well, Gatherwell is a business, as you know, they're not a charity. Yeah. So they need to pay their staff and the computer operator for that business.
Yeah, and then the prizes.
Even so, it's double what the National Lottery gives you. The National Lottery gives 11.5% of every pound to charities. We give 50.
Wow, yeah. I mean, 50%. I mean, that was the thing that really caught my eye when I was looking at this. For every pound somebody spends, the good cause gets half of that money, that's a phenomenal amount, really, in percentage terms.
About that. But I mean, obviously, 11% of like zillions of pounds is quite a lot of money. But, we're not there yet. So when we do get there, 50% will be a lot of money.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. So the way you win is there's 6 numbers you have to pick.
That's right.
And top prize is 25,000 if you get all 6 numbers right, and they have to be right in the right sequence as well, don't they? So you have to have, in each of the 6 slots, you have to have the right number in the right sequence.
Yeah, it's all explained on the website.
It's all on the website. And then the next level prize down is £2,000 if you get 5 matching numbers, £250 for 4 matching numbers, and £25 for 3 matching numbers, and then free tickets.
They can be at the front or at the back, as long as they're
so you can get the first 2 digits right, or the last 2, or the first 3 or the last 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah. And so that also works with the 4 and 5, doesn't it? You can get 1, 2, 3, 4 correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Or 6, 5, 4, 3.
And because there's only single digits, so the numbers don't go up to 59.
Yeah, so it's 1 to 9 in each slot, isn't it? It's not like 1 to 59 like the non-lottery.
You have a 1 in 50 chance of winning something.
Yeah.
Which is very good.
Well, I've been playing it for a while. I've not won a money prize, but I've won several 3 extra ticket prizes.
Oh, jolly good. Jolly good. Well, you keep, you never know.
Keep playing. Keep playing. You never know.
The point is, even if you don't win,
that's the thing. I don't feel bad about losing because I know the money's going to a good cause.
Well, yeah, and it's a good cause that you chose, and you know what they're getting because you give it to them.
Yeah, that's the other thing, isn't it, with this lottery, compared to a normal like national lottery. With this one, you get to choose who the money goes to.
Exactly. We say that players have the power to
Yeah,
choose, which
yeah.
they don't in the other lotteries.
And you can change if you don't want to support that cause anymore. You can switch to another one.
You can, of course, you can. Yeah, and you can, I mean, everybody's got a loose pound that they can pay online or whatever. It's just, we're hoping to empower the community, by all coming together. And the Rainbow Lottery is a vehicle for positive change.
Yeah,
And we
absolutely.
have all these lotteries that they're our community. They
Yeah.
are us. So when we're helping them, we're helping ourselves.
Now, there's so many small organizations, a bit like this podcast. We're not a big organization. It's just a couple of us
Well,
doing it
exactly.
together.
We feature we're grassroots organization.
Grassroots, yeah. So we have expenses, that we've covered ourselves, but we'd like to kind of raise enough money so that we can cover our expenses and then expand what we do into other things and maybe help other little organizations too.
What you're doing is invaluable, and you must keep up, and you must get your supporters to help you buy a ticket, and they can win as well.
Yes, come on, supporters. So, yeah, if we look at the just that issue about small organizations, I think it's very difficult for small orgs to find sources of funding. It's also very difficult to open bank accounts if you don't have a bit of a structure. There are minimum structures you need to have in place to open bank accounts, and also to play lottery. So, do you provide support and help for those little organizations that are trying to come on board?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not only that, but I mean, there is a support line that's open every day that if anybody has any question. I know there's one of the stipulations is that you do have to have a UK bank account, play or to be a cause, because we're legally bound to stick within the borders. We even had to provide Facebook with written confirmation that we block all URLs that are outside of the country.
Right. So yeah, it's UK based only.
Yeah. So yeah, but it's worth any effort. But the thing is that if you do have a bank account, signing up is so easy and it's free. You don't have to pay a penny to join as a good cause.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So it's worth it. I mean, there's absolutely no reason why you wouldn't. I mean, we've got big name causes. We've got Mermaids, we've got the Terence Higgins Trust, the Peter Tatchell Foundation, the LGBT Foundation. We got a lot of big names, but we've got a lot of smaller grassroots names as well. So the thing is that it's here for the community. It is a vehicle for the community, and get on the bandwagon, support. We need to support each other. We need to support the causes which we're all about. If we're going to make positive change, we're going to have an impact. And that's what shocked me when we couldn't find a lottery that supported the community. We thought, God, they've been missing out. Not only have we been fucked over for like decades, but we didn't have our own lottery. And a lottery is the way that we can help ourselves.
I mean, there's so many other lotteries that for other things.
Oh my God. Well, also the other lotteries, like the health lottery, for example, they only 20p to the good causes.
What about the postcode lottery?
Postcode lottery gives 30p.
So you're the leading percentage, aren't you?
We are. Well, I mean, yes. I think you might find local community lotteries which might give 60p maybe to schools or whatever. But we're definitely much, and we beat the major lotteries hand over. Is it hand over foot or hand over heel? I don't know. Anyway. It's head over heels and hand over foot.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're very happy about that.
Have you had a lot of big £25,000 winners?
Well, to be honest, although the 1 in a million chance to win is better than the other lotteries, we've only got about 2,600 players. And they tend to buy 2 tickets each, which is why we've got so many tickets each week. So 2,500 players with 1 in a million chance. If we had 1 million players, then you could say, well, one of them would probably win every week. Not the same person, but you have a one in it. But with 2,600 players, we need a lot more players to get.
Yeah, to get
I
the
mean, it
to
is
get the
possible.
percentages
Yeah,
up.
sure, somebody could win, but the odds just aren't there.
Yeah, so I would suspect a lot of the prizes you're giving out are £25 and maybe a few 250s here and there.
Oh yeah, and the 2,000. No, we get a
And the
lot. And you know
2000s as
what?
well, yeah.
People who win the 25s often give it back to the cause that they're supporting, which is really sweet. Even the 250s, but we haven't seen them give back the 2,000 yet. So, but anyway, it's fair. The thing is fair is fair. They want it to win it, so
Yeah,
whatever
I
they
mean,
want to
pick the
do.
right numbers, you win, don't you? That's how it works.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, fingers crossed. You never know. I mean, if Lady Luck is sitting on your shoulder.
Yes, exactly.
But as I say, you're helping a good cause, and that's the main thing. And you can win other prizes as well.
Yeah, so I mean, Gender Nebulous decided to do this because, as we said, we like to cover our costs. We'd like to help other organizations with any kind of money that we don't need to use. So yeah, and if anybody who is happy to help us out with the donation in this way, buy a ticket, we'd be really grateful. So thank you.
RainbowLottery.co.uk.
Yes.
Then just play the lottery button. And then
so it's on the Gender Nebulous website, the link to the Rainbow Lottery. I think it goes directly to our page where you can sponsor us.
Well done.
Yes. And we are going to come on to your promotion thing where you do a video with a cause every now and again. We'll come and do one of those.
Every week we like to introduce one of our causes because, it is a national lottery. So, people in London might not necessarily know the good causes in Scotland, but might be willing to support them. And also people in Manchester might not know the causes in Wales or whatever. So, we like to introduce, at least put a face to the name, introduce the cause. They get a minute. We don't show favoritism. They all get a minute to talk about their cause and what they're going to do with the Rainbow Lottery money and how that helps them. And then that's it. And so at least people get to meet the causes every week, a new cause, and decide whether they want to support them.
Yeah, I think it's an amazing idea. I really love it. So do you spend a lot of your time kind of going around the country promoting this? Is that your main kind of job here?
I'll tell you what, last year I did go to a lot of Pride parades in Birmingham, Manchester, Liverpool, London. But we don't get the traction. People. It's nice to be. If we had an army of people to make a big, splash in the parade, but it's just us two, and we had to be invited by. I mean, we were invited by the National Grid to march with them, and I think it was Birmingham, and we marched with the George House Trust in Manchester. So. Yes, I suppose it's good for us to be seen, but even in Birmingham, we gave away 500 free tickets. So they didn't even have to pay £1, but out of 500, only about 23. So people in the prides are just interested in having a good time. They're not really interested in anything, that's serious. They're going to do good. So no, I'm saving my energy. What we found is that social is the way forward for us. It's an online lottery. Social media works a treat. And so we're putting money behind pushing ads on social media. We're experimenting.
So you're kind of go find those good causes and get them signed up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So Facebook, Instagram, we're experimenting with YouTube and a little bit on TikTok, but I go to a lot of networking events, and one networking event, there was a social expert, just a social media expert. He said that he reckoned that, stick to 2 platforms. He said, if you've got 2 platforms that work, stick to those. So that's what we've been doing, but we're getting a lot of pressure to kind of spread out to Twitter, well, X, I guess it isn't. YouTube and TikTok. So anyway, we'll see. But Anyway, we're still new. It's just over 2 years old. So, let's see what the future holds.
Still growing.
Yeah, exactly.
So what does David do?
He's the treasurer.
He's a treasurer. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're out doing all the hard work and David's at home doing the
I
treasury.
give him all the bills and all that stuff. And although we do have an accountant as well.
Yeah.
David just organizes the bills and
so how did you and David meet?
Well, going way back to 1981.
I was wondering what you were going to say then.
So it was in those days, there was a pub in Chelsea that was only gay lunchtimes on Saturday.
Right.
One lunchtime a week, it was gay. It was called the Markham Arms. And so my friend and I had a friend, we used to go marching in there on Saturday, see who was. And so we both said we saw Davy first. So all three of us went out to dinner and Davy chose me. And we've been together ever since.
So that was 81, you say? You met in 81?
I know, of course, I was only 12.
And now look at you, running a lottery.
I know. No, he's an absolute angel. I love him so awfully much, even to this day.
Well, I mean, it's a really kind of interesting thing to do, isn't it? You used a pension pot to set this up. I mean, that in its own right would have been a really scary thing for a lot of people to do, because you're investing a big lump sum of money into something that may not work.
But we are sort of kind of long in the tooth, I guess you might say. And we've always been risk takers. We lived in Turkey for 5 years. We lived in Dubai for 13 years.
Wow.
I've lived in South Africa. I've obviously American. So we've taken risks all of our lives. So yes, it was a risk, but I think it was definitely a risk worth taking. We have absolutely no regrets.
It must be a lot of fun, actually. I'm thinking of how much fun you must have doing this.
There we are. Oh, I know, it's wonderful. And you know what? I met so many wonderful people.
Yeah, I bet.
In London, because a lot of quite a few causes are based in London, and so I like to meet up with them from time to time. In fact, I met up with a cause yesterday called Controlling Chemsex, and did a film with them while we were together. So they'll be featuring on this Saturday's Winning Numbers reveal.
And where can people view the Saturday?
Well, we're
video?
on Facebook and Instagram, Rainbow Lottery, Facebook and Instagram. We're also on Canal Street Media, Facebook and Instagram. So that's all in Manchester, but it's international really. So yeah, those go out at 8 p.m. every Saturday night, along with the winning numbers. So I like to introduce the cause first before I reveal the winning numbers, so that we have their full attention.
So, I would love to come on and do one of those with you at some point.
Is it getting dark?
That would be fun.
That better?
That's fine. Yeah, the lighting's good. Yeah. So do you also do like merchandise for causes, things like this where you have those kind of funny little codes on the back and things like that?
Well, we're still learning. It's a journey. We did beer mats with the QR codes because our community does drink a lot, and we thought, well, if we have beer mats in pubs, or you sit in there waiting for your hookup, you might see the QR code and think, let's see what this is about. But there's problems. So many pubs don't have beer mats anymore. There's the environmental issue. We don't want to, blah, blah, blah. And though we tried it, we only had very few tracks. Very few people did it. So, I mean, it's been such a learning curve, really. But it had to be done. And, we hopefully we have learned where to focus now, but we're still learning every day, so.
Yeah, I noticed when you go into your account, you go to your little dashboard and see how you're getting on. There's a lot of material there for causes to download that they can use on their website, social media, for various things.
Everything. That's Gatherwell. They're genius. And causes have to do very little work. In fact, we've got a campaign this coming autumn with Gatherwell. It's the first time we've actually worked together on a campaign, recruiting good causes. And I've got, for that purpose, I've got quotes from so many causes that talk about the ease of joining, the ease of working it,
Yeah.
the money, where the money goes, so there's absolutely no reason for anybody not to join.
Yeah, I mean, there's downloadable, printable things. There's all kinds of help on there.
Wonderful.
For causes to, get material to promote. I mean, there's a lot of that. It's good. It's good that it's there and it's ready made. So you can go and use it. It's really good.
And you can put your own signature on it as well. You can add, you can subtract. It's all there. It's really handy.
Let's talk about the community fund. So part of the money, I guess, instead of choosing a cause, I could choose the community fund as my cause.
Well, we spread that around because that's how we pay for the social media, the advertising, the director who does the filming every week. So without that money, we couldn't really function. We wouldn't be able to, nobody would hear. I mean, the thing is that there's supposed to be like 4 million of us in the UK, LGBTQ plus, and we've got 2,500 people playing. So there's a long way to go. A lot of people haven't heard of us yet. So we need to get, the whole point is getting the message out there. We're the vehicle for positive change.
So your mission is to get all 4 million or 5 million, whatever the number is, of LGBT people in the whole country signed up, buying tickets.
That's not going to
and
happen.
all their allies as well.
There are a lot of people they've got to hang up about the word lottery.
Yeah.
Because it's got negative connotations, gambling and so
on.
But
it's more, I mean, it has a lottery element to it, but it's more of a fundraising tool.
Well, we have a document from the Gambling Commission saying that this is no more risky than an office raffle. There's no gratification. It's like a Christmas raffle, anything like that. And so if you're worried about addiction or, forget it, because, it takes a week before you find out whether you get any results. And also Gatherwell have all sorts of safeguards in place. If there's been a lot of activity on one account, or, they check the age. So, there's it's plus 18.
What kind of plans do you have for the lottery, going forward as it gets bigger? Do you have any kind of
Well, I'd like to be able to afford some help. Get somebody to help me with this stuff, because we juggle a lot every day. 170 causes, and they all want attention all at once, usually. Yes, the Gatherwell take care of the computer side of things, but, there's a human side too. And I love the causes. I love chatting to them and everything, but there are 170 of them. And, trying to get them to do these films is like pulling teeth. It's like you're asking them to, it's for their own good. And a lot of time I have to spend convincing them that.
I think a lot of organizations are not used to doing things like that, but we're a podcast, so we do it all the time. We'd happily do that. It's not a problem.
So pleased. And we've been shortlisted for 3 of the nation's top LGBTQ plus awards.
Oh, right.
We've been shortlisted twice for the Rainbow Honours and shortlisted once for the British LGBT Awards.
The one in Liverpool?
No, that was the one in Liverpool.
Oh, that's the National Diversity Awards, isn't it?
Yeah. No, the one in Liverpool, we went to the LGBT Business Awards. That was last year. So that's pretty good, really. The only thing about those is that you can't really network because, you're sat down at a table. And so, anyway, no, it was really nice. And we milked that, the sort of big show.
I'm sure there's a lot of events like those that you could attend and network, rather than going to a Pride and trying to sell tickets.
Oh, yeah.
I think that networking thing and getting causes signed up and having the causes go out and get people to buy the tickets. I mean, that's the way to do it, isn't it?
Well, when we were shortlisted for the British LGBT Awards, we still had to buy our ticket, which was something like, I don't know, it was 600 quid or something per person per ticket. And so there was no way we were going to do that. But I called them up and said, well, can we go? How much is it to go to the after party? And they said, well, the after party is free. I said, okay, we're going to go to that. So we went to the after party, and that's where we did all the networking.
Yeah, of
Did it
course.
for free.
That's the way to do it.
Oh my God, I met so many people. I met a lot of celebrities who are really, really sweet. Oh, we love you, we love you. We're looking for people to just kind of, share a post, or, you get all these people. Just, take a post and share it to your supporters. And nothing, you never hear anything the next day. I guess they all have like people who filter out, I guess they get a lot of people asking them to do stuff. But I've mingled with a lot of celebs. Anyway, we're still looking for ambassadors and sponsors and all that stuff.
Yeah. So
people think sponsors, why would a lottery need a sponsor? Well, we do.
you want to grow it into something bigger and maybe help more organizations.
We need to get the word out, because people don't know about us. I was even the beer mat scenario. I went to pubs. I mean, they can be so picky about, oh, we've never heard of that. Well, yeah, that's why I'm doing this.
That's why I'm promoting it. Yeah, so that you will.
So there we are. But so yeah, it's a good thing. I'm really happy to be, part of this, and to get the message across. We've been part of the community all of our lives, really. Now we can do something good and take the community forward. And we just want people to be aware that the vehicle is here. The opportunity to make an impact is here. And, get on board. It's only £1. And, that we're here to uplift and empower you.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about.
And what would you say, if we look at what's going on in the press, the British media, there's a lot of negative stuff going on with, anti-trans things, and
I blame the conservatives.
The conservatives are making an absolute mess of a lot of things at the moment.
I'm a positive person, but they fuck this country.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it's really horrible, and even more reason to support the community, because we need that support now more than ever. Hopefully, if Labour gets in, they might reverse all that stuff. But I mean, we had one of the comments I got on Facebook was like, he said, well, where were you people 50 years ago? Well, 50 years ago, there wasn't an internet. You couldn't have an online lottery. We would have loved to have, but at the same time, we're here so that we don't go back 50 years.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what they're trying to do. And so we're here to support the community to prevent that happening. We don't want to, erase all the advances we've made.
Yeah, we need to protect it all, don't we? And advance further.
And the nice thing is that we can go forward. We had this campaign that was like, there are activists and there are slacktivists. And a slacktivist is someone who wants to do something but just never gets around to it. So our idea is that with £1, you switch over from being a slacktivist
to an activist.
Yeah. You can help the community, and that's all it takes. You're finally doing something.
So yeah, don't be a slacktivist.
Yes, exactly.
Listen to Tom. So if you had a message for the LGBTQ plus community, and I guess because this, we kind of focus on trans issues on this podcast and non-binary issues, what kind of message would you give to us as a community? Coming from somebody, like yourself, what would you say?
Basically, embrace your unique identity, love who you are, dream big, and know that we're here to uplift and empower you. There's absolutely no reason on this planet why you shouldn't be. You've got one life, live it who you want to live it as.
Yes, absolutely. Couldn't put it better myself.
So that's our message. I've got, lots of things I could say, but, that's it in a nutshell. I mean, we're making a tangible impact on LGBTQ plus lives across the nation. And, you know, that is like, I hope that'll be on my gravestone. So, but anyway, that's a long time coming, by the way.
Well, I hope so. I hope so.
I think my bacon and eggs are waiting. My partner's making supper tonight.
Yes.
It's simple. I'm usually the cook, you see.
Right. Well, I won't keep you any longer. I know you want to go and have your tea.
I told him I would only be an hour.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Tom. Thank you so much for coming on and having a chat with us. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed talking to you. I think what you're doing is
I give you a big hug.
Yes, thank you. I think what you're doing with the Rainbow Lottery, it's really great. More power to your elbow. Don't stop. Hopefully you'll see us on you'll make a little movie with you soon.
Okay, look forward to that.
Well, thanks so much. I'll sign us off there.
See ya.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.